Hi, I'm Jackie. I've been teaching yoga since 1996. Before that, did psychology and human movement at the University of Western Australia. I just love stretching. I love exercise because it makes me feel good. The older we get, the more you need it. This video is just the whole body stretch. It's so relaxing and so therapeutic. It puts you in a relaxed state. It's so good for your mental health because the world we live in, it's just hectic. We all know we're all too busy. It's keeping up with technology. It's actually not good. There's a lot of anxiety and we're getting stiffer as we get older. So do this video and you'll know what I'm talking about. You feel so good. It doesn't matter how old you are, if you're a beginner, if you have injuries, if you're stiff, just get into it and it's all safe. Enjoy. If it's cold and you haven't warmed up, then go for a walk or walk on the spot or run on the spot so you actually warm up your body before you go into holding some stretches. It's safer. So starting off, we'll stretch our sides. So bring one leg out, turn the other back foot in and the front foot out. So internally and externally rotate through hips. And then leaning to the side, lean back a little bit. Keep your shoulders down. We're also strengthening our neck gently as well, holding our head here. If you can, look up for a few breaths, or you can just look straight ahead and try to feel that stretch up the left side or the whichever side you're feeling it on, one of them. This is called Trikonasana, triangle pose. It's a classical yoga pose. And then to come out, firm up your core muscles, those muscles, squeeze in a bit and lifting out of the pose. Turn your back foot in, internally rotate in that hip, your front foot out, and then lean to the side and feeling a side stretch. Keep the tops of the shoulders down, away from your ears. And if you can, look up, so you're strengthening the top side of your neck and lengthening the ear down side. Trying to relax into Trikonasana. Getting a nice side stretch, very important for your back. Your breathing, moving freely into old age. One more breath in the pose, trying to go a little bit further. Look forward or down, firm up your core to lift your body out of the pose. Your head is quite heavy. The next one is to stretch up the back of the body, right up the back of the legs and the back of the spine. So if you're stiffer, Uttanasana, it should look like that. And I've got my knees bent, and that's enough for a lot of people to get a nice even stretch. Some people will go a bit further. Don't worry about what it looks like and don't compare yourself with other people, but feeling a stretch up the back of the body. Try to get an even stretch. Back of the legs, back of the spine. I'm just trying to relax into Uttanasana. Every time you exhale, trying to get a bit more stretch or release. And when you inhale, try to get a little lift out of the belly button or the lower lumbar, the lower spine. Very good for your lower back. Don't overstretch though. Overstretching is not good for you. One more breath. Firm through your core. Spinal roll up. We're going to stretch up the front of our thighs. We're working on knee flexion. If you need to have one hand on the wall, that's fine, pulling one heel in, getting that stretch up the front of the thigh, the quads. Try to breathe in and out through your nose most of the time. Don't look at the floor, look at the wall in front of you, chest lifted, working on bending our knees basically, having bendy joints, younger joints, more flexible. One more breath. And then swapping to the other side. It's fine to have the wall there, but try to take your hand off the wall to challenge your balance. But I do want you to feel the stretch. So we work on balance poses in a lot of the videos. So maybe just focus on flexibility in this one. Don't worry too much about balance. Soft face. Stretching really slows you down, puts you in a relaxed state, connects you into your body. It's so good for your head, for your mind. Especially if you're busy like me. Last breath. Okay, and then the leg that you stretch first, have that one back behind you. We're in a lunge now. Some people need one hand on the wall or just see what my back foot's doing here. So try to have your back heel up, and so you are balancing a bit. I like to, in the middle of the room, some people need hands on the wall, but if you're in the middle of the room, I like to do a shoulder stretch as well as the hip flexors. So under the toes, front of the left hip, front of the shoulders. And if you want to feel energized, I really like this variation of the lunge, traditional lunge. So you have your arms up. Some people can look up and it's not a strain. So don't strain or overstretch or over tense your lower back. Definitely stretch the hip flexors regularly, especially if you're sitting a lot. And then swapping to the other side of your lunge. Remember, some of you, it looks like this and you're getting the perfect stretch for your body. Just enjoy where you're at and do your best and try to get the right amount of stretch, because then you get the maximum benefit. Because overstretching can injure you or it actually even make you stiffer. So don't overstretch. I quite like the shoulder stretch there. And then I like, this is very energizing. Most people should look straight ahead if you're a beginner, because you sort of jam up your lower back when you look up, or your lower neck. Very, very, very good. We're going to repeat Uttanasana. So that was Anjaneyasana, the lunge. Uttanasana, remember, some of you, that's perfect there. And some people will go further. So take that one again to your edge. Last breath. And then we're going to kneel if you can kneel, or if you can't kneel, that's fine. You can sit on a chair, you can stand on your knees. We're doing a shoulder stretch. You can do it sitting, standing, kneeling. If you're a little bit stiffer, just clasp your elbows behind you, pull your shoulders down and back. If you're a bit more flexible, you might be able to do reverse prayer. I like to do a little bit of an ankle stretch. This is an optional one though, lifting the knees up. That's actually for flexible people. So actually most of my students are not flexible. So just working on shoulders. Practice breathing steadily in and out through the nose. Softening the face, jaw, tongue, throat, belly. Diaphragm moving freely. Last breath with that elbow clasped. So swap to the less natural way, or release and repeat. Repeat if you're more flexible. Try to get your hands into the center. Maybe try to go a bit deeper into the stretch as you repeat. Sitting with a straight spine, or kneeling or standing. Make sure you're not looking down, looking forward, chest lifted. So most people when they're older are a bit like this, but not us, because we're going to keep working on our bodies to have a straighter back, and that means you will feel younger, you look younger, but actually you have better blood flow, better breathing, better health in general. So posture is actually important for quality of life. So do your best. Last breath. A little bit of cat-cow. If you don't know cat-cow, it's a mobilisation. So it is a stretch at the front and back of the spine. It's so good to do. And the older we get, inhale, look up, exhale, look at your belly button. The older we get, the more we need this, not just for the stiff joints and the oiling up and the lubrication, but the lymph gets stagnant, the gut flow can get stagnant, and also the circulation can stagnate around the organs and also in the discs. So this is a good one to have in your day, and break up sitting. Same with the lunges, same with everything we're doing. This whole routine would be good to do every day, actually. Really good. The next stretch is for our outer hip. So there's lots of ways you can do it. I actually like to do it crossed legs and stretch forward. And lots of my students love this. This is called pigeon. Raja Kapottanasana. But you can do that. I like this one. I call it abductor stretch. Most people like this one. I think I prefer the cross-legged one, and I love the pigeon too. But this one, most of my students, because most of them are over 50 or 60 or 70, prefer this one. I think their knees and their back prefers it. So you're getting the outer hip stretch. Try to relax and not overstretch. If you're not sure, just ask your body, listen to your body. Your body has way more intelligence than your head. If you really tune in, it's very clever. Last breath. Everybody do the other leg, so whichever variation of the abductor stretch. Pigeon, cross-legged forward. This one you can do in the middle of the room, but the wall's quite nice just to hold you in it, and then you can relax into it more. Keep practicing conscious belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. So breathing down into your diaphragm, nice relaxed belly. Very healthy, very good for your gut flow as well, lymph, blood, getting into a relaxed state, rest, digest, repair, heal, balance from a busy, stressful life, balance from a world that's way too fast-paced for our brains. It's not healthy. Mentally, it's not healthy, the world. Technology, keeping up with it, it's actually not very good for us. Anxiety, last breath. Overstimulated. Very good. Rolling to your side or rocking up to sitting. This is a hard one. Legs out wide. So most people are stiff here. So just do your best. It's inner thighs and lower back. So most people, I think, should probably have knees bent, and that's enough to get the stretch. And some people are a bit more flexible. So just enjoy where you're at. Don't judge. Just accept and tell your body, well done. You're doing your best. I love you. Nothing wrong with being a bit stiff, but it is good to stretch for general health, as I said, mental health, physical. Final few breaths. Very good. Next exercise is loosening up. It's immobilisation called windscreen wiper. So just have a quick look at that one. I like to do a counter rotation, which gives the shoulders a release too. So have a quick look. Feeling a bit of twist through the spine and also your neck. Your ear towards the floor, knees towards the floor. Okay, and then just relaxed arms and pop that one foot over the other knee and pull the knee across. But a lot of people lose coordination here, but just see how you go. If you're not doing it correctly, you're still focused, you're moving, you're feeling something. I call this hook leg rotation. It's working on those stiff outer hip flexors, that internal rotation and your lower back. Also it's a neck stretch as I'm rotating, looking away from where my kneecaps are facing. Anyway, do your best to get into the shape of this one. Final exhalation. And see if you can just go back to windscreen wiper, put your legs the other way, and then the other foot pulling the knee across, and you're looking the other direction. And you just try and relax, so you feel a little bit outer hip, lower back, neck. We're naturally bendy in a lot of these positions when we're younger. So the use it or lose it with flexibility is equal to fitness and strength and balance. Final exhalation. And then happy baby. If you don't know happy baby, have a quick look. I like to grab my big toe joints because they're getting really stiff. I was just thinking about a hacker. Actually, everybody hug your knees in now, or child's pose is an option, or keep hugging your knees into your chest. Releasing your lower back, and naturally we're flexible here when we're younger, but we are losing it. So use it or don't lose it. The next one is a very, very important one. They're all important. Sphinx pose. So lying on your belly, stretching out your belly. You can do cobra if you feel like you're not getting enough bend and stretch. So bending into your lower back, middle back, neck, stretching up the front. So that's Sphinx, and that's enough for most people. But this is cobra if you feel like you need a little bit more. Very important to prevent that rounded spine. So most people's spines hold that pose. You're going a little bit in this direction. So what you're doing here is counteracting. So the more you sit and the more roundness you have, the more you should do this. The older you have, the harder it is. The older you are, the harder it is, but the more you should keep practicing. Putting it in your day, get into a routine that maybe you do one of my yoga videos every day And just try a whole lot of them, because you're always moving in different ways and connecting to your body in different ways, making yourself feel really good in different ways, getting to all the different nooks and crannies of your joints. Okay, and the last one is a nice little release up your back of the spine and legs, but it's also relaxation. So go over to the wall and just see what I'm doing here. So if you're stiffer, you can be a bit further away from the wall. But if you're more flexible, you can be right up close, and just hold for a few minutes, focusing on quiet, steady, conscious breathing in and out through your nose. And always relax your face more, jaw, tongue, throat, belly, whole body. Trying to hold our mind steady in the present, and basically connecting to ourselves, connecting to the peace deep inside, connecting to the earth, connecting to the present. Your belly moving when you breathe in, your belly button, your diaphragm, and out. Notice the space at the end of the exhale, stillness. And then the belly is the first thing to move when you start to inhale. Then it comes up into your rib cage. At the end of the exhale, the last thing to move is the belly, and then there's a stillness. And when you're first born, they cut the umbilical cord, and then you inhale your first breath, your lungs and your arteries open, you breathe for yourself, and your last breath, when you die, is the exhale and then stillness, letting go, feeling the inhale, the exhale. If you want to stay for longer, that's fine. If you feel like that's enough for you today, thank yourself for the effort. Feel grateful to get older. It's a privilege. If you would like a bit more from me, if you become a patron, I send my favourite live class video recordings every couple of weeks to your email. They're really great. My patrons love it. If you don't want to do that, then please donate $1 or so a video. So every month, just donate to my PayPal. I'll link to my PayPal and my Patreon, and also you can find it on my website, essentialyoga.com.au. Keep it up. Let's get old and strong and healthy together.